Welcome to today's collective reading. This is Trinity Gaia Oracle. I pulled a couple of power animal cards to begin with, and we have the monkey. The words specifically associated here that they have down are agility, courage, and spirit. And we have the raven. Beautiful artwork. Creation, magic, and illumination. And then the insect. A little wobbly there. Feminine power, spirituality, and renewal. Just in case you guys wanted to actually pause it there and kind of read into the details. I realized I did that with the insect, but not the monkey and the raven. So it's only fair. There we go. I hope that was able to focus. Okay, so let's see what we have going on today. The collective that this reading is for is a very rare group of individuals, and you have been doing a lot of transmuting, a lot, the agility, the magic, the illumination. You've had quite the breakthrough, and even in the images, there's this contrast of light and dark. It's like you've integrated that. You've worked with it. It's your friend, but you have enemies that don't know that. They don't know that. They think they could still get to you. Or if they do know that, they're hoping you're not aware of exactly how little power they have. So this is going to be an interesting reading. Your ability to calm the seas, the emotions, the storms within is greater than you realize. And you can call your allies on it. You can call them on the spot. You can be like, hey, why did this happen? Why did that happen? I need more reinforcement here, reinforcement here. You can let them know where things have gotten through that shouldn't be getting through. And that you're there helping them do that. Because by giving that your focus, you're giving them the energy, if you will, your insight, your focus, that spark of divinity within you is able to assist in that aspect that is needing a little more reinforcement so that you can go into your mission, your path, your calling with confidence. And MC Hammer, Can't Touch This, can be on repeat in your mind. Like, can't touch this. Just over and over, as many times as you desire. And like the interesting thing too, when I think about that is kind of the picture in my mind of the music video is like he's got those poofed out pants and like the shirt he's wearing. I mean, it could be wrong, but the image I have almost kind of reminds me of like Aladdin and A Whole New World and the magic carpet. Like you can rise above it all. It's interesting how much symbolism is around us and within our culture that is brought to our minds within our being. So pay attention to those synchronicities. Nothing is coincidence. Ooh, okay, am I doing this? Yes, I am doing it upside down. All right, so we have number 25, Failure's Muse. So this is something that I'm getting time travel. Definitely. It's been perfected. You've gone through in different timelines all the ways in which to overcome any obstacle before you. So trust the guidance, trust your allies, their instincts, their senses. The wolf senses compared to the human senses are vastly different. Just like in the forest, when everything goes silent, you know that there's a predator. Everything gets quiet. It doesn't want to bring its attention to it. When you have a dog and you go hiking, or even anything like a cat, whatever, like if there's an animal around you while you're on the trail, how they move and behave is because it's like a tip off. It's like something's going on in that direction. If they suddenly snap their head in one direction, It's not necessarily danger. It could be like a deer running. But it's something that our human senses don't necessarily pick up on initially. So trust the guidance that comes. And it's no coincidence that these wolves, there's two of them. And I'm getting very like bride energy here. Purity, in other words, like a purity in your receptivity, in the intuitive knowledge coming in. There's a purity. It comes to you because it's supposed to come to you. And you're guarded on both sides. As well as their coats being both a mixture of light and dark. Yet again, reinforcement. Do we have any other collective oracles here for the collective? Okay, not at this time. Got it. Cool. All right. So, what do we need to know here? Specific to the receptive energy. Highlights deeper insights into this for the collective tuning in. Time in Mother Nature, trees, grounding. Oh, we have High Priestess. Ooh. What's really jumping out to me here is there's two cats. One light, one dark. One's more like, definitely house cat size. The other's, I'm getting like bobcat, like not quite like lion, but like mid-sized cat. As well as her having that candle in her hair, like she's got fire in the head. She's got a scar under her left eye. So you have earned. You've gone through the trials. You have earned through pain, suffering, the wisdom you have attained. We have Ten of Swords, Emperor. Ooh, new beginning. What appears to be a Ten of Swords. Death is a beginning. New chapter. You decide if it's like dead end, done, or if you're going to be like, you know what, this is actually more of like Five of Swords, kind of, Five of Wands deal. Like the fives, the lack. Like you're just, it's not the end, it's easily overcomable. That Emperor, there's the balance, which is interesting coming in the receptive energy because it's asking you to be receptive to balanced, assertive energy. Balanced. Meaning this assertive energy values the power of receptive energy. Understands that balance is where real power comes from. Which means compassion, empathy, intuition, vulnerability, strength within that. Oh, you saw that. Oh my gosh, the Empress. She landed right on this, like, yeah, okay. Divine is definitely saying, you got this. You got this. This Empress, yeah, no, we're good. We're good there. Okay, so at the top of the deck, we have the Four of Wands. This is foundational. And at the bottom, we have Eight of Swords. You're freeing yourself from this. You're freeing your foundation from anything that would whisper lies. Because right beneath that is death. And then Six of Cups. So, well, seeing what is now versus what once was, creating your world. No longer living in the past. And then we have Hanged Man. It's coming into your reality. It's coming into the reality, guys. This is powerful. No joke. You guys were doing the work. Whew. No joke. Now let's see what Divine Spirit has coming through for more of the assertive energy here. what actions, like, where do you give your focus, advice? Where do you give your energy, your attention, your creative force? Oh, creative. Ooh. Active creation. That's really jumping out. All right. What do we need to know here? This is all coming back to having gone through all the timelines. And I mean, it's exhausting. Don't get me wrong. If you're having to kind of be aware of those timelines and give your insight to, because you're the higher self for yourself, as well as looking to your own higher self, like your future you for a past you. So you might have some insights, some answers. Coping with all of this coming at you and being adaptable. I mean, obviously, with the Empress coming out like it did right after the Emperor, no joke. It's like, this is already something that you've overcome. It's just getting from point A to point B, feeling all the emotions, feeling all the flux and all of that, feeling that, the waves, going through that storm, and just knowing eventually you will get to the other side. Okay, Page of Wands in the upright. Came through in the last reading as well. Oh, we got a couple here. Oh, we got Six of Pentacles and the Chariot. Okay. Get one final one here. Ten of Spheres. Okay, and that's in the inverted. Top of the deck, we have the Page of Cups in the upright. And in the bottom, we have the Five of Pentacles, or Spheres, in the inverted. So this is something that's going to be, you're being asked to give to. That this is a positive, that this is a good, that this is of love, emotion, flow, that it's positive. It's not something that you're good with being out in the cold with. So with the Page of Wands, light, the seeds of light have taken root. Not, necessarily the seeds of light that you have, it's not the right words that were, okay. So as you move through your life, every individual that you have been able to interact with, where you know that you changed their day in a positive way. That's a seed of light that was planted. And the divine was able to then nurture that. That was a contract, if you will, between the Trinity, your own path, their path, and the divine working through you both. It's like the faith of a mustard seed can move a mountain. It's through that one, you are that one mustard seed. And you are that light. You are able to show people as you move through your life that there is another way, that there are good people in this world that won't take advantage just because you give them the opportunity, that instead you will honor the strength it took to be vulnerable and inspire them to know that they have that strength because you do too. They can as well. You inspire them because really all anybody wants is to be happy. Truly. And you're showing them that you can. So every time you've had that interaction, you have taken that spark of darkness and fed the light. This used to be here. It's not here anymore. In that moment, they're able to know who they are from a different perspective, with a different filter. And that darkness is now small and in the background. It's not in front of this individual who is creating their life. It's behind them. And yeah, it wants to affect. If anything, it's there to just show the contrast of where you no longer are. By the way, just so you know, negative thought, negative thought, negative thought, hoping to trigger negative feeling, negative feeling. But you're like, yeah, but that's not who I am. That's not who I choose to be. That's not what I want to feel or think. And I choose to create this and not this. However, the balance here, the integration is that you're not disregarding the teacher that interaction is, the opportunity to affirm for yourself the contrast and what side of the experience you choose to empower. The Six of Spheres and the Chariot. There is now equal give and take. There is now equal give and take. This has been something that has been being refined within yourself first, before we include any external energies. And believe me, there's external energies because you're creating a world. But within you, you have the High Priestess, awakened, balanced, bearing her scars with pride because she earned that. There are some cultures where that's actually seen as desirable, like it's a beauty thing, it's celebrated, it's seen as strength, that if you are to be unscarred, then and I say some cultures, partially like some of it is, it's in reading, it's in books, but I know that it's like anchored in more indigenous cultures. I'm getting like tribal tattooing, that it's like a mark of passage, a mark of pride, it's a statement of strength, and that this individual is someone that will stick through the thick and the thin with you because they've overcome, and it's a statement that they hold that strength. And you have the Empress holding the lantern of the Hermit. It is lit up and everything is attracting. She is light, but she moves. Not like in a way that's scared of the dark. It's like I'm hearing there's certain plants, certain flowers that will only bloom at certain times of the day. And even then it's years apart maybe, or once a year. And it's always like at twilight or dusk. I know of one that only blooms like one every 1,000 years or something. I can't remember the name of it. But if you Google that, you'll find it. It's just amazing. So turning of the wheel sync there with the Emperor. And he landed before she did. He's ready and he's looking for his Empress to be at his side. And she's like, I already got it. Don't have to worry about it. I've been here the whole time. I've had it the whole time. You just didn't know. You didn't see it yet. The Page of Wands, to have that image there. Yeah. Going through the timelines over and over and over. Each one of these is something that has needed to be perfectly balanced, perfectly in place, like little marbles without an imbalance of the color versus the clear, the light versus the dark pigment. It's balanced, and it's this motion of coming in, because at one point, this hand, you couldn't even see it on the glass, like leaving handprints on a window. And yeah, that's really what I'm getting here. Like, you see some of those pictures in like crime shows where they can show like it's like all turned into like glue, like the oil in the fingerprint. They do something with super glue. Well, this one wasn't able to show up as much, or was basically not there. No matter how much it tried to show its presence, it couldn't be seen or felt or heard. Now it is. And getting chess, checkers, strategy, changing, always fluctuating. Like, this is an ocean of a, oh wow, a roiling ocean of chess. the adaptability with that monkey coming out, the illumination. You understand not just the dark square, but the light square and the pattern within it that creates the chaos. You're able to always adapt and move with that. So you're able to stay balanced. Oh my gosh, there was a YouTube video I was watching, and this is a very good example of this. Some kind of like local competition. Like if you're from a certain area, there's certain things that you do just to kind of pee with your neighbor to see who can do that. And sometimes it's very unique for your area of the world or your cultural background. Like the Scottish, oh my gosh, the Scottish, I believe it's the Scottish, throwing the logs. I think it's Scottish. Oh my gosh, I hope I didn't just offend a bunch of people. I'm trying, guys. I don't think it's Irish, I think it's Scottish. But like the kilts and stuff. Oh, like Robin Williams. Didn't he do one of those things? Oh my god, no. No, it was Adam Sandler, I believe. Oh my gosh. My brain is a bit scrambled with that. I'm all into this, guys. Either way, it's this bridge that bounces. Like they have people to get on it, and they have people on each end. They're causing it to sway back and forth. And then the challenge is to stay balanced in the middle and not get knocked off. Going with that flow of that constant changing. And at times, the two sides are at opposition to one another, so it's complete chaos in the middle. There's another one where I saw a younger guy and an older guy, and the log was in the water and it was floating, and whoever fell off first lost. And the older guy, he had it. He had it. He got it. He got one over. He'd been doing it longer. He knew the secret. And this tennis sphere is in the reverse. This one, yes, there is a traditional meaning to it, but there's a reason why I went through all of that to get here, because 10 of Pentacles in the inverse can be triggering. Yeah, I get it, but it's all about your perspective. It is all about your perspective. There is a reason that the Hangman came out here. You know, because I gotta they're not very slidable. Ooh, oh. I just noticed the devil was underneath the Hangman. There's a reason why I thumbed through all of that. I don't normally do that. Are you looking at the 10 of Pentacles upside down, or do you need to come upright? You need to let that blood flow back into your brain so you can see things clearer. Okay. Do we have anything else that they would like you guys to know here before we bring this to a close? All right, one more oracle. Okay. Ooh. Wing leader. Okay. All that contrast in the colors. Oh, boy, goodness. I'll do this. There's some images there. They're a little graphic. I apologize. But that's the wing leader there. She's got that raven in the background, and then there's like another girl riding a Pegasus. Okay. Sorry about that cut there, but a card came out and it had, a little too graphic for those that are a little more delicate. They don't want to be surprised by an image like that, and I can understand that. So this particular card is called the Wing Leader. It's number 37, and we have a unicorn, a Pegasus, a raven, and an angel. The individual there's only 2 feminine forms in this image, and one is riding the Pegasus, which that can go back into Greek lore. I believe that Pegasus was born from Why is my mind blanking on this? It's really kind of bothering me. I know this. You are going to have energies that are going to try to keep you from possibly connecting to things that you know. I know that I know this. This particular goddess, she had like the head of snakes, and if you looked at her, she turned you to stone with her gaze. I know this. Thank you, Medusa. Ah, see? I know this. Why was it so hard to get to? You may find yourself in those moments. And know that all you need to do is ask for help from your guides, from your guardians, from your spirit team. Bring their attention to that, and they will help you. Just because you're giving them the power to, by giving your focus to that and asking for aid. And then just behind her there, we have this giant raven, which, sorry about that, creation, magic, illumination. You're showing people how you move through this process. It's not that you're above, as even the raven, like, it's not that you're better, it's not that you're above, it's nothing like that. It's that you know how to get from point A to point B, and you're giving them directions. You know, if someone's lost on the freeway, it doesn't mean that they're incompetent. It means that they don't know how to get from point A to point B. So you go turn left here, turn right there, and ta-da, you are where you want to be. So being the wing leader is, it's like you give the directions. You're like, hey, so there's a humbleness to it, not an arrogance, in other words. Is there anything else here that we would like, in closing, to express? Okay, we have a couple here, but in particular right now we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. However, these are palmistry cards, so there are synchronicities within that. So they will be pulled into the interpretation of the message. Okay, so in closing, what we have here is the Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Wands, which has come out already in this reading with this Page of Wands here. So, yes, this has possibly been something that has been taking a long time, and that will be varying degrees for all of us, because as one of us learns and unlocks something, we can help others, but it's like a wave, like a cluster of us. We help each other out, and it's like no man left behind kind of a deal. So until we're all ready to move, we don't actually move forward. We're paying attention to the detail because we're not willing to sacrifice any part of us going into our future. Palmistry of a person who is independent and confident. And there may be some frustration here with this Seven of Swords. Maybe some frustration present because you've possibly been at the edge of this. There's two sides to it that are coming to be brought to a light here. Oh, wow. They wanted me to say illuminated as well in there, which is interesting because brought to light and illuminated, like the words are not the same, but they mean the same thing. That's why my tongue was kind of bumbling over it a bit there. There may be some frustration because of how much time has passed while all of you was coming into the now to move into the future. And this is just inside of you, all these timelines. But it's all of those in your collective, all of those contracts that you have with individuals. It's getting it all in place has taken some time, and it's possibly been a bit frustrating. But I heard this phrase earlier, more recently, in other words. We kind of have a familiarity with it, but it's the devil is in the details. So the divine has been going into the details, and that takes time and patience and a commitment to being thorough because of how much love there is for you, this new beginning, for the divine loves themselves, and you're part of the divine. If you can hear that, there's some kids that are playing outside. There's a little park, little play space out there. They might have some puppies or whatnot. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So this is very heavy, and there's a reason my attention was brought to that. There's a lightness to this because this has been done. It's been done. The detail has been paid attention to. You are incredibly attracting. You are creating. Your imagination is allowing so much adaptability because you're not putting a limit on yourself. And it's calling in more people into your life that can meet you there, that can interact with you there, that understand you, that allow you to not feel so alone or so isolating. Isolating. You maybe have felt apart from. Your path is a path that is less traveled. And a lot of times that means you've been very lonely. Because you chose to go within. You didn't follow the cookie cutter path. And the divine has quite the experience coming for you. I feel this anticipation from your spirit team and the divine for you to unwrap this gift. There's so many aspects to it, like everything about it, all the details have been paid attention to. From the ribbon, the glitter, like it's Christmas, right? All of it. There's so much detail to it. Also, it's because you chose to when you had no reason to and every reason to walk away. You chose to give to the light. You chose to take this and decide that, we're going to come down off of that tree and being upside down because this is acceptable. This is not. You chose to have that view. You gave your power to that. And that is why you are living this timeline now, because it's already been figured out. And part of that is because you know what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. There is one final closing advice that came through, and that is as you go through this process, I know, it could sound just so frustrating and kind of patronizing to be like, oh, well, self-soothe. But the truth is, you are wise beyond your years. And that is wisdom that you have earned. Valuing yourself, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, knowing what you're good at, knowing what you can do better in, what is hard for you, and choosing to look at all of you. To look at all of you. Boop, 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 and see that balance. This whole symbol exists within you. You're not separated. You're not just one part of it and there's another part of it. No, this is all you. You're not completely light, completely dark. You value the contrast, and you see the strength in being aware of that. It's an invitation to see the strength in that. Now, this deck fell apart on me as I grabbed that, so I'm going to say we have the King of Wands here, and then the card that I actually pulled was the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. When you make time for you, it can make you feel more vulnerable. It can make it harder for you to be confident because you're opening when you feel like you want to protect yourself. You're opening energetically when you feel like there possibly is projection coming your way. This here is telling me you're not alone. When you move into that state, when you choose to open yourself to loving yourself, you bring these allies closer to you. They will do everything and everything, anything and everything. They will go above and beyond. They will move heaven and earth to make sure that when you move into that space of going within, especially as I feel this is definitely something that's coming to a head because of that excitement about you opening the gift on the other side of this. This is like a rite of passage, a initiation, a coming out of the dark night of the soul back into the light reading. To enjoy that abundance, all the options, and being able to create, co-create, get to that 10 of Pentacles in the upright. When you move into that space of nurturing yourself, know you are guarded. And yeah, you may need to say, hey, reinforcements are needed here, but know that they're going to have reinforcements brought there the moment you point it out. As you awaken to your power in this life, you're not the only one learning. Your spirit team is learning you as well as you learning them. It may be a thing where on some level it's already all played out, it's already all figured out, yeah, but you still get to go through the living of it. That is the unwrapping of the gift, is actually getting to live it, no matter how tuned in and psychic and aware you may be. Those that are closest to you, they are the gift because they're the individuals that you actually get to live your life with. You don't know the answers because they're your teachers. You're not the channel to reach them and then like two ships passing in the night. You're meant to stay with them. They're meant to stay with you. The collective that this reading is for, you guys have a profound strength in your humble and genuine perspective of how you relate to yourself, to life, and to the divine. There's a great strength and wisdom in that. Let that ground you whenever you find that maybe someone or something is trying to make you question that. Ground yourself in that truth. It takes great strength to walk a path less traveled. The invitation is not to underestimate yourself, and in so doing, allow yourself to be surprised by the divine. Thank you very much for tuning into today's reading. I'm incredibly grateful and humbled to have been able to be the channel to co-create this reading with you. Please do like, share, comment, subscribe, so that this message can reach individuals in the time that they are meant to receive these synchronicities, and know that coincidence isn't just coincidence. And know that having that light, that seed, that faith of a mustard seed does move mountains. And I'm sure that I'm like preaching that one to the choir, because you guys have been doing a lot. And you may show the world the positive side. Like, you only come out and share that more positive side, but you have earned your scars, and you are strong. And you don't want someone at your side or anyone around you that won't see that scar for the strength it is. You're strong. You're not flawed. You're perfect. You're perfect. The strength. You are someone that will have someone's back through thick and thin. You won't go anywhere. You won't walk away. You won't abandon them when things get tough. And you certainly won't put your ego before their heart. You are an ally that you want at your back. The song, Scars to Your Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. All right, Divine. Thank you. Thank you very much. The divine within me honors the divine within you. Namaste.